Isolation day 12. I hope everyone's well. I have now decided to record these vlogs the following day rather than right at the end of the night really late. It was exhausting me and I was managing to go to bed at crazy times. The last time I left you, which was not last night, the night before, I had decided to check my background insulin overnight to make sure that it was working efficiently through the night and during the day, going up until 2 o'clock in the afternoon. What I've subsequently found out is clearly I am far too reliant on my continual blood glucose monitoring, which is the Enlight sensor. I am also reliant upon the 640G pump switching off, recognising that my blood's going to go low, and to switch off the pump and then restart the pump when your blood stays within range. Switch the insulin, the CGM off. I then took a standard check of my blood sugars every hour or a couple of hours overnight, and I found that not last night, the night before, at 4 o'clock in the morning I was 2.6, 5 o'clock I was 2.1. I took a jelly babies whilst doing this as well, 2.7 at 6 o'clock, at 8 o'clock it was 3.4, and then it subsequently went up. So you can see when I was taking jelly babies throughout the night, effectively my blood sugars, my insulin intake is far too high, and I really do not want huge insulin intake overnight when I move from keto to plant-based, because from all reading that I've done, what happens is you become more insulin sensitive. So if I'm already going very low, I'm only going to go even lower, and I really don't want that. So I want to check the background insulin. So last night I reduced my insulin, my basal rate, from 0.95 to 0.9. Unfortunately, what happened again is at 1 o'clock in the morning I was 7.1, at 2 o'clock I was 6.3, at 3 o'clock 4.7, at 4:30 I was 3.2, at 6 I was 2.1, at 7 I was 2.2, even though from 4:30 I'd been taking a jelly baby. At 6 I took a jelly baby. At 8 o'clock I took a jelly baby. At 9 o'clock my bloods got slightly better and I was up at 4.2, and at 12 o'clock I was up at 8.2. Now what I've obviously recognised is I'm still taking too much insulin, so I've reduced my basal rate from 0.9 to 0.85 between 12 o'clock and 4 o'clock, and I've reduced my, let's just check that, between 12 and 4 it's 0.85. There you go, between 12 and 4 at 0.85, between 4 and 6 it is 1.25, and it was 0.95 and 1.35. So I've gone down quite a considerable amount, but I clearly need to get to grips with this before I move on and do anything else. Other than that, I went for a run yesterday, and that may be affecting my blood sugars overnight as well, but not hugely, I don't think. I would like to get to grips with that and understanding what happens with my blood sugars. So that's pretty much where we are. I'm going to move forward. I'm keeping the CGM off this evening. I'm going to see what my blood does throughout the night tonight. It is quite taxing taking your blood every hour or every couple of hours. It's a bit of a concern. Clearly I'm making forward progress. I'm comfortable with this approach, and I think most people are relatively used to doing this background insulin check probably every, let's say, 6 months. Maybe I haven't been good enough at doing that and just relied too much on the CGM. Tune in tomorrow to hopefully see how I go. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and please subscribe. I've got plenty of other videos on here. I'm trying to do these every day. Hopefully going forwards it'll be a little more enlightening. So I'm going to add a little bit on to the end of this video. I've just been out for a walk with my family, and it's very clear to me that people are not observing the 2 metre social distancing rules. It's very clear. We went for a walk around the local area, and quite a few people just were not paying attention to how far they were apart from other people. Now, for people who are diabetic like you and I, then that could potentially be a problem. And I guess people that are less vulnerable than us maybe are less concerned. I have no idea why they would be less concerned, but maybe they are. But either way, it's just a message of just keep safe and keep away from people. See you tomorrow.